No, tell us secrets, Kat.
What's crack-a-lackin'?
Got to celebrate my girls' graduation this last weekend in Texas Christian University.
I think that's awesome. All right, so now we have to talk to the heat of the sun.
Okay,
oh, it's on?
If you abuse it, I'm just going to block your name.
Right, yes. Right.
That's
And
all.
I said your name. You always let me say your name. I'm sorry.
I do. No, it's fine.
I just usually don't do that.
Welcome back with Real Talk with Kandi Thompson.
And Garrett Gray.
This
is a real welcome back. Yeah,
we're back.
This is,
yeah.
So this is
welcome
almost
back.
a month, right, of being apart?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. We were gone for 3 weeks and you've been gone for a week. So yeah, and we did it, you guys. We maneuvered and figured it out. We got a couple of podcasts from Norway. That was fun.
It was definitely interesting.
Yeah.
Rewatching, and I've watched it a couple times now, the real estate agent that you actually had an interview with was very interesting on how sales is really different.
It's so
different. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I mean, now we're a big company and we've talked to a lot of other brokerages that are not in the United States, but that are still with Berkshire Hathaway. But I don't think I've heard it quite like that, though, of an auction status.
Right.
And we're doing the whole deal.
Yep.
All right, you're just dealing with me.
No,
We're going to get in, we're going to get out. The guy's going to submit an offer, and then that's it.
You are, and that was so interesting to me too. So what originally kind of brought up real estate was we were very blessed by Tobias's family when we were there. They were very gracious to us, way beyond what I'm comfortable accepting. But they were so kind. And so we actually were at his girlfriend's family summer house. And the dad and mom came. So Ivan and Bridget came, and his girlfriend is Martina. And so they currently have a house for sale right outside of Larvik.
Okay.
So Ivan and I sat next to each other. We were peeling shrimp. We were taking the heads off of shrimp and peeling them and putting them on an open face sandwich, because that's how Norwegians eat sandwiches, is open face. And so that was really awesome. It's definitely something they do in Norway. So they always try to help us have that Norway experience.
I like that.
And I sat next to Ivan, and so he started talking a little bit about real estate, and I was like, what? Like everything he was saying, I said, so first thing he said was that they only have one agent, that their agent finds the buyer and they are the seller. And I was like, no way. So he kind of sparked my interest to want to know more. So I thought it would be so cool to interview a realtor, and Per Arne that we were able to interview. He was super awesome. And it was so funny to think like they all know English, right? Because they've been raised since kindergarten, speaking English. But once you're out of school, you don't usually speak English.
Oh, okay.
So for them, like they're a little bit nervous on their English skills, but really good. I think he did really good.
It was definitely understandable the whole time. So but again, that whole conversation was super interesting, right? 'Cause sometimes you don't know unless you go how much different everywhere else is compared to here. I mean, even state by state, it's different, right? But you don't believe that it's going to be that drastic and different into a whole other country. But I mean, then again, it is. So.
It kind of made me excited to do it wherever we go. Like I think that'd be a neat thing to do, just to try to compare what's going on. But one thing, so when I was sitting next to Ivan at dinner, I asked him, like, what do you do if you get multiple offers?
Yeah.
And he said, you have an auction. And he had it on his phone because he currently has a house listed. So he was able to bring it up. And as people are giving you bids, it's showing up on if you're the seller, it's showing up on your phone as their bids. And that was interesting too, to ask Per Arne, do you tell the other party what the price is? Yes. Yeah. Like we let them bid against each other. I thought that, and to be honest with you, when I was getting my broker's license, I took my real estate law class at a college because I really like to be in person. Wow. And that was taught by a real estate attorney. So 52 hours with a real estate attorney. And it was really interesting because I had been doing real estate for so long already that I had a lot of questions for this guy.
Because you kind of understood how stuff was going and is supposed to go.
And I thought, what a better opportunity to ask the questions, right? So one of my questions was, which is many people's question, is can you, as an agent, a listing agent, is it legal for you to tell the buyer how much another offer is? Yeah. And unless you've received that non-disclosure form that comes with an offer, and have you seen those?
No.
Somebody will submit an offer it has a non-disclosure form that's signed stating you cannot share their offer with anyone. If they do not have that, you legally can share it with anyone. And basically his stance was, as a listing agent, it's your job to get that seller the highest price. Yeah. But what you do for one, you just have to do for all. Right. So you can't tell Garrett Gray with Berkshire Hathaway what the price is, but then this person doesn't get to know. Right. You can maybe say, if they ask, you tell them, right? Yeah. and make that your stance on how
Right.
you treat it.
That
But
makes
yes,
sense.
you 100%, it is legal to tell the,
It's the
buyer's
whole,
agent.
ethics and equal rights, right? Kind of deal. Like, if you're going to do it one, you got to do it for all. Keep it blanket across the board. My biggest thing in any business I've ever done is you treat every conversation as if you were, someone was to look back on it and say that wasn't professional. You're like, no. Everything I've done was always in a professional basis.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I've never had a general business conversation and never not kept it in a professional standpoint, right?
Yep.
I do it across the
Email,
board,
text,
exactly the same,
exactly.
right? Because if you're able to back that by, facts and how you put it together, then you're fine.
That's right.
Right.
Yep. No, so that was interesting. Anyway, that was super fun. How was your? So you went to Tahoe.
I went to not
as
as
soon
far.
as I got back.
Not as far, not as beautiful, not as sunlight all
I
the
don't
time.
know. It's still beautiful. Yeah, 20 sunlight all the time, you guys. It was that still is so weird to me.
I think it's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, people talk about it and you kind of know that it's going to happen. But once you're in it, you don't realize how it's so bizarre because you really lose sense of time.
No, it was so crazy. I mean, somebody texts me at like 10:30 at night because we're 9 hours ahead there, right? So 10:30 at night there would be 11, 12, 1:30 p.m.
Right.
The same day here. So and asking me something and wanted to know like, oh, what's it like there right now? And so I literally have a video on my phone at 10:30 at night doing a scan. And you know what it looks like? It looks like the sun just went down.
Just setting,
like it's completely
dusk.
bright. Yeah. I wouldn't even consider it dusk yet.
Really?
Like it's still complete daylight.
Wow.
It's just that like the sun, you can still see the sun, just not, you still see it illuminating.
Right.
No, it was super crazy. And what was so cool about that though was like you got to enjoy the day for so much longer.
Right.
So when we took the train to Flum, which is like that train ride is one of the top 3 train rides in the world that you can take. It was amazing. And so when we got to Flum, we checked into our room and I mean, we literally were still walking around town at 11:30 at night because it was still daylight. Wow. And I thought, this
Store's
is
still
really
open?
fun.
Store's still open?
Open till 10.
Oh.
Everything's open till 10 or longer. It's so crazy. So yeah, that was really fun. That was like, to me, I really felt
awesome.
like we got to actually enjoy Flom longer because we were only there for one day.
Right.
So we spent the whole day doing that. But yeah, it was. And then the flip side of that is it's dark during the winter. I mean, it's dark 24 hours a day. So when Tobias went back home after his senior year, he still had a year left of school. And so he would shoot us a message when he was coming home from school and it was pitch dark at 3:00 in the afternoon. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm glad we went during the summer.
Oh yeah. I would say so.
That would be a little crazy.
Super crazy
yeah,
for
well,
darkness.
can you figure it's snow, so it's dumping snow and it's dark as of 3:00 in the afternoon.
No, I'm good.
I don't know. I'm talking about cabin fever right there.
Yeah, I think I can get it. I like snow, but there's only a good point of snow. Amador County is the perfect snow limit. You get a little bit here and there. You can go visit it, but you don't have to live in it, right?
That's right.
I think it's kind of just that perfect area.
Yes.
My trip was good. Tahoe was great. There was, we went the week after the crazy 10-foot waves with the DoorDash CEO.
Yes.
Perishing and whatever. But
did you just say the DoorDash CEO perishing?
The DoorDash CEO died. The story is he was out on the lake celebrating his mother's girlfriend's wife's birthday.
Shut
right? Up. Took some people out on his boat, and then it went from not even on the weather report of any wind coming in, and it went from nothing to 8-foot waves, swells,
so crazy,
white caps and all. So then and then everybody that wasn't wearing a life jacket ended up passing away.
That is so awful.
That's all the story I got, and that was the week before I went out.
Right.
So it was the weekend, and then I left on Thursday,
and
then so everybody's like, "Oh man, you hear about that? It was the DoorDash CEO." I'm like, "That is
so
insane."
Awful. I want you to know, I do not think that the DoorDash CEO's death is any more significant than anyone else's.
Right.
I just think everyone who didn't make, that is just such a freak.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say, but it just is kind of a weird coincidence. It also happens to be. I'm sure that there was other people though, but that's the only one that I've heard a story about.
No, there were, but I mean, I feel like I'm like, oh, that's so awful. Well, it's not awful just for him. It's awful for anybody that lost
absolutely,
someone.
100%.
That's crazy.
So we go into the week. The week was great. There's this little cool place that they remade. It's called the Slime Kitchen. I got some pictures. I took my kids to. You pick your own slime. You put it in little mixers. You put some smell goods in it, some sensory beads or whatever, and you play with it. It's a solid hour of time for the kids to just play it, and then you get to keep it, and it's relatively cheap.
Wow.
Super simple. They sell little other things, and there's like 8 different like slime selections.
That's so cool.
And it looks like you're cooking. They put an apron on you.
Oh my gosh.
The kids had a blast, so we did that, and then between that, the park, the lake, the pool. I mean, we were in every body of water known to man from sun up to sundown.
That's so fun.
So it was a good time.
You have fish. You have
I do have fish. I have a training fish. That's what it is. They're so close. My 7-year-old just actually, this is his first year without water wings, and the Jackson pool puts on the perfect swim lessons. We're doing it again. We did it at the very beginning, the first sessions, and now we're going to go to the end sessions.
Good.
This year he's awesome, dude. This is the first year without any flotation device except for in the lake and kayaking, of course.
For sure.
But at the pool, just swimming like a fish.
So
he is
fun.
being a legitimate fish.
I love that.
He's doing good. So, and then we watched the fireworks. Everybody said, "Oh, they're canceled."
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Incline Village barge crashed on the day before because of the wind that was out there. Wasn't as bad as the week before, but it came out of nowhere again, a good slight wind. And Incline, which is North Shore, way up at the top, barge crashed. The one down in State Line on Harris, that still went off.
Oh, okay.
So and that's where we were at, on Elk Ridge by Round Hill.
Got it.
So we just walked down, watched the fireworks, and then walked back.
I love that.
Yeah, and it's a good fireworks show if you know.
It is a good fireworks show.
It's like an hour long.
Yeah,
it's a
that's
long
crazy.
One. Yeah.
I have to give a shout out to Amador County's fireworks show. I mean, it was awesome.
They're
20 minutes. We're very blessed that we can see it from our yard, so we didn't have to go anywhere. We normally like to do a 4th of July party just because you can see the fireworks from our yard.
Everybody was traveling so much.
We got home on the 1st and couldn't pull it off by the 4th, or the 3rd, I should say.
Yeah, they did it the day before.
But we did have some family came over, and so it was fun, and they do such a great job, the show is, and it's so well attended. Like, it really was awesome. So shout out to the Lions Club. We talked to them at Dandelion Days about that. Yeah,
it's always a good show to go, and you can see it they do it in a good spot to where you can really see it from a lot of places in Jackson.
No, you literally can. I mean, it's funny because you just got to find your spot. I was coming home. I worked that day, and so I was coming home from work about 5:30, and I was like, "Thank you, Jesus, that we live where we live," because it was already packed.
Really,
everywhere was already so. I mean, it was crazy even getting home, and so that was.
I've seen it from a ton of different places. I've watched it from the top of the old Sears over here, which is now the solar panel place. I've watched it from the next building above that, which is above the tire shop. I watched it from the old county building, the new county building, the old hospital. Across from there's a parking lot you can see it from. I watched it from my house, but I had to walk up the top of the street. I watched it from the actual place. I watched it from, I think that's about it.
Yeah, that's fun.
But it's fun to be able to just kind of bounce around and not have to be right in it. Because if you especially have kids and you want to go watch it, there's a ton of parking spots way out there that you can have the kids ride around and do whatever they want and see the fireworks from there.
It is fun, and just have your friends and just do tailgate party right there. It's super fun.
One of the best times ever. That's why a lot of people, and me and my wife specifically, love 4th of July, especially around Amador County. How the county just supports it so much that it just always made it a good time for us because it's the summer, right? Everybody's having fun, the fireworks, and it all adds together, and then that rolls right into the fair. Which is another great time.
Yes, we're going to have a short for you coming up about the fair. So we won't go too much into it today, but we're going to have a short for you coming about the fair. So speaking of crazy weather, I am devastated on this Texas flood.
My wife was telling me about it yesterday, and I'm like, dude. She told me about there's that church, there's the camp that's going through. Camp. Oh my God, dude. And as low as 6 years old, and they're in the 80s, right, of people, and then the other people that survived had to be 24 feet up in a tree, right, and it was 45 minutes. She said 45 minutes. I don't know where she's getting her statistics.
No, it's true. It rose
45 minutes. Feet. It went that fast, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's literally crazy, and so, I am my heart definitely goes out. And, listen, if you read the Bible, it talks about the like at the beginning of the end times. And I mean,
Oh,
I want you to know
I
they've been
just-
talking about the beginning of the end times
For years
forever. But there are some specific like signs, and one of them is like really weird weather like that, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's very interesting to me, and I'm so devastated by the loss, and I know that there have been so many people that were rescued, but what I saw was people start, you know, because this is when it starts happening. Who's responsible?
Ugh.
Who should have done something different? And you know, when I was reading, I thought, you know,
gosh.
in that I was like, oh my gosh, no, let's not do that. This was
Yeah.
a fluke thing. It was an act of, you know,
That
nature.
is-
But
yeah.
if your kid was missing, you'd be like, who was responsible?
Oh, yes.
How did the camp not know that this was happening
Like,
to escape, right?
True, but it happened. They said it was like 4:00 in the morning.
45 minutes. No, it was 1 o'clock.
Oh,
Their
1
first,
o'clock
the
in the
first
morning.
notification they got was a little after midnight, and the notifications did go out. So whoever was responsible for sending out, like they knew that this storm could potentially affect
Yeah.
the waterways and flash floods. So normally the people who are responsible for sending out the notices for stuff like that, there's normally 2 of them on staff at this time of night, and there was 5. They were prepared like that there could be something. So they sent out the first notification a little after midnight.
Yeah.
The next notification went after at 1 o'clock, and by 4 o'clock in the morning, it was like it's a full-on emergency. So, but I mean, you figure if it raised 26 feet in 45 minutes, like that was from the first one to the second
Yeah.
one, you know, and full cabins were being flooded.
I
mean, I saw a video where the cabins themselves were being washed down.
That's so crazy.
It was so crazy.
I
And
just
so
think it's a freak scenario and just stuff happens, man.
No,
I mean,
it
you
is.
can't explain everything or have an
You can't.
explanation for it, right? And I've been in that scenario, but it's hard. It's definitely
It
hard
is.
because you have to have, at one point, everybody always has to have someone to like
blame.
point to and blame,
Yeah.
which is rough, but
I like to look at it and say, okay, how can this not happen again? Like
Yeah.
one thing that I was reading from the people,
most water that the national average would have attained, they just did it in 1 hour.
I think
Wasn't
that
it
it
something like that?
said it was, Adam, what was the stats of how much water? Remember Aaron or Emily were reading it to us? It was like, it was.
Okay. How far is
darn
it
it.
from you where you guys were at? Dallas, Fort Worth. Hi, thank you.
So it's
Dallas,
closer
Fort
to
Worth.
San Antonio.
It's San Antonio.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
that's
very
what I thought.
south.
Yeah,
very
very
south.
south. Well, that makes sense.
But it was, so this camp is along the river, and it's not uncommon for this camp, the river, to flood in big
Yeah.
things like this. I mean,
Right.
the last time they said it did it in 98, it did it in 1987, it did it in 78, it did it
Yeah,
in like
but I
one
think
time in
this
the
was
50s and once in the 20s.
Super max.
So crazy. But one thing that they said, because for me, I like to say like, okay, how can you protect yourself from something like this again? Like, how
Yeah.
can this amazing camp that does so much good not have to shut down, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that the weather people who send out the notifications said was there are devices that you can have that are not your cell phone. Like there isn't any loud siren or anything that goes on. They go to your cell phone unless you have one of these devices. Now, out there by that river, there isn't very good cell service.
Yeah.
So there's not even, who even knows if anybody was getting the notifications, but there's this device that it does not rely on cell service, and it has a loud siren that goes off. And so they're saying somebody like anybody that houses lots of people in it close to the river like that should have that device anyway, just because there can be flash floods.
Let's look up how much that device costs, because
Right.
they're going to put it out there, say this could have saved the camp, and it's cost $10,000.
Yeah.
It would have bankrupted the camp anyways.
It probably is not that much. It's more like what is the radio called, Adam?
What do you think? Amazon would have it?
Like a
Is it a ham radio?
It's something like that. It's
Ham
something.
radio is not that expensive.
No, it's not. But it's just a device that it's like, you know, and I gotta be honest, like flash floods. So when Adam and we've driven the girls out to college every year for the last 4 years, right? So in August, during monsoon season, we're driving the girls out to college.
Monsoon season.
No, literally. And it's, and you don't really know what monsoon season is until you hit it.
Until you go there, yeah.
Yeah. And so we were, the first year out there, we're driving along and we're thinking everything's all wonderful, right? We go to the Grand Canyon, and that was the first time we'd ever been there. We thought it was so exciting. So as we're coming in, I'm going to give you the video so you can put it up. As we're coming down from the Grand Canyon, it's beautiful and blue here, and it is death clouds over here. And Aaron was driving, and I mean, this was like nerve-wracking for us because we're driving across country. And I mean, our girls are 18, right? So it's not like they've driven like interstate 75, 80 miles an hour, a lot. So Adam and I did 99% of the driving, but Aaron was driving my car. Adam, were you driving yours or was Em? So Adam was driving the car that him and Emily were in, and we're coming down from the Grand Canyon, and the wind is crazy, and you can see, and Aaron starts going really fast, and I'm like, what are you doing? Because she was nervous. Yeah, she was like, she's gonna beat this storm, and I'm like, okay. I mean, as much as you want to be confident, like that they can do it, you don't know what to expect. So I said, just pull over real quick because I don't want her to get stuck in a flash flood that's crazy, right? So I can't see what you just wrote.
Infinity?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He say he loves you. Aww.
Yeah. So anyway, she did.
Thank you.
That first one was like the most torrential. I mean, it's literally like everybody puts on their flashers. Yeah. There's so much water you can't see in front of you. You're on the interstate and everybody's just pulling over, except the semi trucks.
Oh no! Flying. These semi trucks are insane, dude.
Garrett, they're not just flying; they're like doing this, and like water's going up over the top of you, and you're screaming. It's so scary.
The double tandem tow FedEx trucks, probably the craziest drive I've ever seen in my life. I was coming back from Missouri, same kind of conversation, but I went northern route instead of southern route, right? So I'm getting snow in Nebraska.
Well, we go 40, so we're not going 10; we're going 40, so we're kind of in the middle. Okay. But yeah, you're very north. Very north.
I'm saying there's. So going that direction, because I've done it a couple times, but to Missouri. I haven't, through Texas, up through, right? I've never went down that far. But either way, I've been both. And one, I didn't went to monsoon or rain season. It was like, July, I'm moving out there, right? Yeah. So I took that one because in November, when I was coming back, it was, January, February, March. It was March, January. Maybe February. I can't remember. Anyways, so I'm driving the north route back, and I'm carrying my 38-foot fifth wheel trailer. And as soon as I hit, I want to say Wyoming, it just starts dumping snow. Just absolutely dumping snow. Cannot see the windshield wipers on my window. So scary. Right? And I'm like, I got to pull over. I'm looking so hard, like I got to pull over. Yeah. So I do for a second. I pull off on an exit, and I'm like, dude, if I sit here, I'm going to be stuck for 3 days. The snow is so bad, I'm going to be stuck. I'm like, I got to get back. So I get back into the thing. But then I see these FedEx trucks just lit up like Christmas trees, just zooming down this road.
It's so
I'm
scary.
like, I can't see. I know they can't see. They're higher than me. There's no way these people are just Trump. So I just stuck my bumper right in the back of one and just followed it all the way out of the snow. I was like, if he crashes, I crash. This is how it's going to go, man. I'm going to get out of this snow.
They know something you don't know.
I'm by myself. My wife had already moved back earlier. So it's just me in the trailer. I'm like, I can live. It's fine. I got food in the back, whatever. I got battery life. It'll work if it happens. But I see these FedEx trucks just start pumping down the road. I'm like, I'm catching them. No, and I'm staying with them.
It's so scary.
It's insane.
It is. And, to think about, like, the amount of water that dumps just in the period of time that we were in the flash flood.
Yeah.
For that to happen for 45 minutes straight, like, we would have been washed off the freeway. I can't even fathom that. It's so crazy. So, anyway, our hearts and prayers go out to all of the families affected by the floods in Texas. We are praying for you, and it's hard because you want to do something and there's not a lot that we can do, but we're definitely praying. Yeah. So I also wanted to talk about kind of a small victory out of a very tragic circumstance in Amador County. So a couple years back, you might remember when Corey Shearer was shot. He was at a party in Sacramento and randomly shot by some guy just out of the blue and killed him. And he was 22 or 23. Very young, very, very young. He was a graduate of Argonaut High School. He played on the football. Oh, I'm sorry, Amador. I always want to put him at Argonaut because my brain just thinks his dad went to Argonaut. My brain puts him there. But he actually was an Amador graduate and played football, good football player, just a good kid. He was just he had a good spirits, good kid. Yeah. And so his whole family is from this area, and it was tragic. It was so tragic.
So they're getting hopefully some information.
So what they did was they found, he was 20. I'm sorry. Thank you. Adam looked it up. 20 years old. I can't even fathom it. And so they could not for the longest time find the person who did it. And
right.
I mean, there was like a Ring camera, there was a video, and God bless that family. They're like me. Like they are not ending. Yeah. They are not giving up. They are continuing to pursue until Corey has justice. Yeah. And so they found the guy, and it's now going to the point where it's getting ready to go to trial. But this guy was a month shy of being 18 years old. So his attorneys were trying to try him as a child, as a minor, where he should not. He's definitely doing an adult act, right?
Oh, for sure.
And has been doing adult acts.
If you're willing to do that at that point, right? Like
literally. So, I mean, he didn't shoot him once. I think he shot him 3 times. Like he killed him. He knew he was killing him, and he God bless them and that family. And it was just a devastating act. But we're so excited. They just released this week that they did the trial for him to be tried as an adult. And he is going to be tried as an adult. And I want you to know, like, my heart breaks for that kid. He obviously was raised wrong, right? He obviously had trauma in his life to be to a point where at his young age, he could kill another human being. But at the end of the day, I feel like you have to be held accountable for what you do.
Absolutely.
And if you're not held accountable for what you do, then what's the deterrent in people doing it, right? So
it's just the whole like checks and balances system, right? There's a whole your actions, it creates consequence regardless, good, bad, or ugly. If you do it, you're gonna have something done. So every action you do is gonna have something.
That's right.
You just gotta think about how that action is going to, affect you in which way.
And actually, I read the article when the news station released that he was being tried as an adult. It was very interesting because it talked about the defense's, stance, the prosecutor's stance. It talked about like where he was before and after, how they found him. I mean, it did go through all of the different like aspects, and that the judge did rule in favor of trying him as an adult. So I'm not sure when that trial is going to be. And even just that is such a devastating thing for the family to go through.
Sure.
But just getting justice is really the biggest thing. So justice for Corey. We're very, very grateful that that's the first win
Texas,
in this.
Justice for Corey, and
Derby.
Yep. That's our big
Derby's
things today.
coming up. Okay, so just keeping in mind, everybody, we will be doing a short, but you have one more week to like, subscribe, and comment Derby in order to be entered in for Derby tickets. And with that, Garrett.
Where'd you get those?
Norwegian chocolates.
Those look like Twix.
No, they're literally like chocolate covered bugles.
Really?
Yeah.
Those look delicious.
Chocolate's a really, really big deal in Norway.
Can we open them here and try them?
Please do.
Oh.
Yeah.
She was waiting for
You gotta do it.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, so no, I can't have one, but you can.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, so.
Oh my God. It's like good chocolate though.
No,
too.
it's such good chocolate. Yeah, it's hilarious. Yeah, really, really
dangerous.
Good. Yeah. Yeah, so you might want to store a little for yourself and give your kids a couple, but you might not want to give them too many that you're going to want some more.
It's going to be a problem.
Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for joining us today, and we will see you next week. Provided in this podcast is for general informational purposes only. All opinions expressed are those of the host and guest and do not reflect the official stance of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services or Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Divine Properties or any affiliated entities. This podcast does not constitute legal, financial, or real estate advice, and listeners are encouraged to consult with qualified professionals regarding their specific needs. While we strive to provide accurate information, we make no guarantees regarding the completeness or reliability of any information discussed. We are not responsible for any actions taken by listeners based on the content of this podcast. Additionally, topics covered in the podcast are based on the host experience and opinions and may not apply to all situations. Listeners are reminded that real estate laws and regulations may vary by location, and information may become outdated over time. By listening to this podcast, you agree to release the host, guests, and any associated entities from any liability related to the topics discussed.